GG12 is a killer core workout with 3 main goals. We're going to do some advanced abs training, we're going to bulletproof the back, and we're going to improve stamina and endurance. This is going to lock down that middle so the top and the bottom can do their thing. Let's target the glutes, the abs, and the obliques with the get up to side plank. So we start here on our back. We'll do it 2 ways. One is we can go from back to hand, and we're going to exhale up. And all I do here is I'll bridge up, and I'm going to transfer over into side plank. Now, stacking is harder. I can stagger the feet. See that scissor position if needed, okay? And while I'm here, if I wanted, I could also work in a bottom leg knee tuck or even a top leg raise. But from there, I transfer back to bridge. Inhale it all the way back. Now I can also go from back to forearm, bridge up, and transfer here. So there's less of a stability demand because the lever is shorter, but it actually hits your shoulders harder from the forearm, whereas on the hand, we are longer lever, more shoulder stability. So forearm for more strength, hand for more stability. It's a great flow. You can switch sides, alternate sides each rep, or just work for time, then switch sides and repeat. Get after it. One of the best ways to improve your standing hip hinge is to work it from a seated position. Now I can use a big medicine ball, a stability ball that is burst resistant, or modify on a bench. And ideally you want to kind of get to a similar position as your typical squat depth. But what I'll do here is I like to start with the dumbbells in the ground. Now if I want the kettlebell, because of the nature of the bell and the handles up here, it's a smaller range of motion. So if you have really tight hips and a history of lower back pain, maybe start with the kettlebell. But I like to start with the dumbbells in the ground, get my legs nice in position, and when I work my hinge, I like my toes as forward as possible. I can even take some time here to kind of just open things up, and what's great about the ball is it actually gives me the ability to roll back and forward to get more flexion extension motion through the hip. Now this really targets the groin and adductors. So I get down here, and what I like to do here is, see how that I'm positioned here? Not good. What I want to do is, before I even do my first rep, just kind of open things up a bit, push the knees out, spread the hips, and kind of pull my chest up. And I got a straight line from my head through my hips. From there, exhale up, and to full extension, kind of get a slight arc at the back at the top and crack those shoulders down and back. Crack a nut there between those blades. Push back, come up. Now, if I can't get all the way down without feeling back pain or rounding too much, just go right there. But try to increase the range of motion every rep. Inhale down, exhale up, and try to keep as active as you can in the rear delts, because if we lose the shoulder position, that's where we lose our spinal position. Great drill to work into the equation. And again, my best preference on this is with the ball. The best exercise for your low abs is reverse crunch, done a particular way. Now this first version, where either you're on a bench and you kind of hook your hands like this, incline is even better because you get that angle working your muscles up against gravity, or a pair of really heavy dumbbells anchored down. This is gonna give you more stability to drive the movement. So I'm gonna inhale down, legs are bent at 90 degrees. I'm squeezing a medicine ball between my legs. It's not only giving me load to come in through my system. Start light, 2 to 5 pounds. I think the Dynamax ball is ideal because it's padded and you can squeeze it. And now we get the adductors or groin and pelvic floor engaged as well. So I will inhale down, the heels will touch, and then I'm gonna exhale up and bring it not just to hip level or above, but I'm gonna actually lift the hips, hold, and come back down. Squeeze it, hold it. Really control the eccentric portion and squeeze and hold right here in particular. Oh, the burn is incredible. Now, the hardest version of this exercise, but also the easiest to set up because you don't have to get the dumbbell set up properly, is hands here, because what this becomes is actually a really major rear delt upper back exercise. You have to press down hard into the floor to get the hip lift, and it's actually super challenging. So, you are going to be making progression on that exercise literally a millimeter at a time. And the goal is not only to get hips a little bit more off the ground, but to hold it ever so longer. My English isn't good, but my fitness is strong. Enjoy. Awesome core mobility exercise here. Also, the shoulders are gonna get smoked with the high windmill to press ladder. Now, the feet, one foot is forward, the other foot is angled out to the side, and this leg will be straight. The leg that I'm going away from or coming to like this, and this leg is gonna be bent. What I'll do is, I'll start with weight overhead like this. What I'm gonna do is one overhead press, inhale down, exhale up. Then, I'm going to do a lateral hinge from a standing position. So I'm gonna push my hip to the side, keep that leg straight. Pause it, look up at it, open up that chest, exhale it through. Now 2 overhead presses, inhale down, exhale up. Now 3, okay? But what I like to do is take this hand, put on the small of my lower back, because it tells me the moment I start to come down, all right, let me show you from this side. If I start to feel like my back is starting to round a bit, that means I'm going too low or I gotta bump the weight down to go with just my body weight. But this really keys in so I can maintain that slight natural arc in the lower back, open up my chest, kind of own that position, spend some time here and get comfortable. And again, adding a rep every time we come back to the top. Anytime we press or get our arms overhead, the abs are involved. So lateral movements like that, we're gonna really strengthen our spinal rotators and lateral flexors, the obliques, the QL, and again, shoulders, abs, you name it. Get after this one. The side-to-side inverted or bodyweight row is a great variation to add to the mix, shifting more work to one side at a time to increase the strength and muscle gain stimulus, but also to mix it up. Now, the key here is you gotta widen out the bars a bit more than normal, because what we wanna do here is create more of a straight arm position and more of a bent arm position as we get to one side and the other, but not so wide that you find yourself unstable with your parallel bars. So just play with it, and one thing that helps a lot as you kind of get into the position is even though you're going, let's say, to the right side, you're still trying to create active tension and pull down on the left side to keep these bars in place, all right? So I get set here and wide foot base, full bridge. I'm going to exhale up as I pull to one side. Hold it for a count. Inhale back down, and then switch. All right, so even though I'm to my right, I'm still trying to pull down a bit on this side to keep it level. And again, I can play around with widening it out even more. Let's give it a shot here and see if I can go totally straight arm for you, which will make it truly unilateral. So I'm almost kind of doing a reverse fly right there. Pull it down, stay active. And that's the key, so this doesn't do any of this. So try to widen out as much as you can to kind of that full kind of archer position. So it's a reverse fly this side, row this side, and you're putting so much more load to one arm at a time. So what would be a simple movement you could do for high reps like this becomes a true strength exercise done the way I just showed. You can also start side-to-side rows, fatigue, and then do a back off or mechanical drop, and then finish as many normal 2-arm rows as you can for a precious back pump. Bye, love you, see ya, bye. Getting ready for single arm push-ups. A lot of key stepping stone movements. One of them is the side-to-side push-up. What we do is we start at the top and kind of in a middle position here, but we widen out our grip. Now I'm gonna show with push-up handles for 2 reasons. One, it gives you a slight incline, which makes it more accessible. It also puts your wrists and shoulders in a neutral hammer grip position, which will take some pressure off of some joints, and it just lets you get a little more of a stretch at the bottom of the exercise. I'll show the hands on the floor version as well, but when we get here like this, what I'm gonna do is inhale down, transfer all the way to one side, and I finish in that archer shape. This arm is completely extended into what would be a fly position. Exhale back to the middle. Inhale down other side. Exhale back to middle. Now on the floor, and I can also, by the way, I could use a high bench or box and grab it like this and transfer to make it as accessible as possible. I can also do it on the knees if I need to. So a lot of modifications, but with this guy, the wider, just like when we squat with our feet, the wider they go, the toes turn out, and the same goes with the hands. Get them out as wide as you can and get a slight angle going to those fingers. And I'll do the exact same thing where I start at the top. Inhale down, exhale up. The straighter the arm position, on the trail arm, the better. which puts more load here. And by alternating sides each rep, you'll be able to do more total reps than you could otherwise if you did all your reps on one side and then switch, because we're constantly resting one side while the other is working, but accumulating a lot of time under tension. So try to do this for up to 2+ minutes for a chesticle pump. That'll be milking whole milk in no time. Make your post-workout report in the comment section below. You're done in 20 minutes. We are going to really have incredible core strength by the end of the year. And it starts, well, it already started, but it continues with GG12. Bye, I love you, and also I'm thinking of you in sexual ways.
Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway.
Rest.
Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway. Rest. Go. Halfway.
rest.